Where? Where the fuck?
All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at the crowd-funded Eternia playset. And however big this playset seems to be through this post, it's actually bigger. Once upon a time, I did have the 3 original towers of Eternia, the vintage playset. So I thought I had a good idea of how big this was going to be. I was wrong. And I'll say some more about it at the end of the post, but I will say now this was definitely worth the wait. The box is amazing and beautiful, and I don't think I'll be able to part with it, but I also don't know where to put it. Packaging of the whole playset was awesome. It's beautifully done. And it also came with this really nice Eternia playset kind of poster that's got sort of almost like an iridescent finish to it. We'll go tower by tower. The snakehead is more detailed than the original one was. The jaw is spring-loaded, and it is a sort of articulated. It's a maneuverable head with the post that goes down through the tower that you move with that guy in there. And sorry, this is officially called Viper Tower. So now we'll swing over to Gry Skull Tower. Down here at the bottom, there's a prison sort of gate that you can open by pulling up on this chain that has a sort of like a spiked ball on the end of it. Coming around to the back, on top of the prison cell, you have a like a trap door, as well as a back door. All right, and the central tower. So we'll get King Gry Skull out of the way here. There are pegs on the steps, on the drawbridge here. There's a few around back. There's a bunch scattered about, which is nice. You've got the 2, I don't know, griffins or whatever on either side of the steps. This one, if you remove it, there's nothing under there, but there's a cute little cobweb sticker. And this one, if you lift up, releases the drawbridge. There's a lot of nice molded detail in the moat. Speaking of a moat, yeah, we'll look at him last. The arms and the mouth of the lion head, I feel like the mechanism is a little bit more complicated than the original was. So when you move this over, the jaw opens up and the arms swing in to capture a guy, but they also rotate as they pull a guy into the mouth. It's a really satisfying feeling. All right, we'll come around back. Up top you have the 3 flags that are obviously interchangeable. They are fabric. Up top you have this gunner station that kind of ratchets along this base with 2 firing missiles. The stickers are very much reminiscent of what I had on my vintage towers, so I'm assuming they're mostly the same. So if you come down to the next level, it's sort of like an armory. And there's tons of weapons that come with the playset, a lot of which you can peg right on that back there. I love the sparring guy here looking like a horde soldier. And if you move the dummy up here along the track, it moves and positions a chair on the next layer down, next level down. A ton of other weapons. Next layer down is just sort of like the back room to the entrance through the lion's mouth. There is an elevator that goes up and down with this lever here. Little bridge molded in there, as well as this walkway or ramp up to the back of the central tower. There's just a lot going on. There's a whole world here. And of course we have to talk about the trams, of which you get 3. The motorized mechanism that fits on top of each tram that just slides off, and you slide it on the top of whatever tram you want to go around the tracks. And it takes 2 AA batteries, and it is nice and silent, or quiet rather. The main tram here looks like something out of Star Trek. It probably looks a lot like the original one. I don't have any memory of what that looks like. You also get this crazy thing in which one of your Masters of the Universe figures can sort of lie down inside. So it's sort of like a sled gunner thing that goes up and down the tracks. And this guy, which I think, I don't know, is this supposed to be like a portable jail? When you turn that, it opens up this hatch on the bottom and I guess drops somebody out to surprise whomever. And I think this opens as well. Yeah. It struggles a little bit on the inclines, but it does the trick. And of course, because we hit one of the backer tiers, I don't know which one, we got the Moat Monster, aka Moti, that comes packaged separately like this. And he was nothing more than a mere like sculpted mold into the bottom of the moat of just this weird little creature. And Masters of the Universe fans fell in love with him. He got his own sort of like, I don't know, following, and therefore he's now realized as his own figure. Both creepy and adorable, and posable. All right, to sum it up for me, this playset is an A+, 2 thumbs up. Mattel, thank you. This is amazing. I couldn't be happier with this, really. I do really feel like it was worth the wait. The anticipation for this thing was building slowly, but consistently over this past year. And I mean, especially with what's been going on in the crowdfunding arena of toy collecting, the prices have just gotten worse and worse and worse. So $500 or whatever it was for this plus shipping is really, really not bad considering what they asked for, you know, for example, the Cobra mothership. Packaging and the presentation of this project is everything I could have hoped for, really. And I have no buyer's remorse about spending so much on something like this, because honestly, if you're a Masters of the Universe collector, getting a complete vintage Eternia is near impossible from a logistics standpoint, from a practical standpoint, and from a financial standpoint. So getting this for, you know, with shipping $600, I really, really am happy with it. Deciding where you're going to put it, how you're going to display it, that's a whole other battle.